Hey tankers, Bonsai Duck here. Today we have AverageWannabe in his Type 64. He is on Highway in a standard battle. Average sent this replay to us on the newcomers forum. I think he titled it Epic Noob Death. And so he was asking what he could do to improve. Average Wannabe is new to the game, and you have very little amount of games under your belt, and you're already up at a tier 6 premium. And looking at your record, looks like you bought a couple tier 8 premiums. And honestly, tier 6 is where the game starts changing, because now you're facing tier 7s. And this is where your mistakes will start showing more. You're not understanding how the game, the map dynamics, the tank layout, the crew layout, stuff like that, is going to start showing more at tier 6. Okay, so just some words to the wise. As we go through the video, I will let you know what I would do, and I have the Type 64 as most tankers do. Um, and maybe give you some hints on what you should be doing in this tank. But let's start off with the tank itself. The Type 64 is a light tank. Okay, it looks like a TD, it hits like a TD, but it's a light tank, which means light tanks are for spotting. And this map is great for getting into a bush, spotting the enemy, and then letting your team tear them up. This tank also has a good gun. It has a 76 millimeter with 128 penetration on the AP and 177 millimeters on the APCR, 115 damage, and fires 18 rounds a minute. And that's before you even load your crew skills up, right? View range of 390 meters. So it's good. It moves along at a good pace. It's fast. It's fairly nimble. And like I said, it's an all-around good tank. Now, a couple things. I'm not sure what all your hardware layout is on this tank or your equipment layout, but all you have is your camo showing. I'm assuming you have either a gun laying drive or vertical stabilizer on this. If you don't, you need to get one. The other thing is you want your binocs, or at least optics, right? Some type of vision device on this, because this tank plays the vision game. All right. At 390 meters, you can increase that with a set of binoculars to almost 498. I get 498 meters on mine, and my crew skills. My crew is all on their first skill set, using it as a trainer for some Chinese lights that I'm working on, and so you can increase that. Binoculars increase mine by 99 meters. All right, so you can use that to your advantage. The camo rating on this thing with the camo net is 34 stationary and 24 moving, and that's before you even fire a shot. When you fire a shot, it does go down quite a bit, but I mean, stationary, a 34. All right, so that means a tank should have to be almost right up on top of you at this level, especially heavy tanks and fairly good sized mediums, before you even know you're there. And if you don't fire and you're playing the spotting game, you can really tear somebody, you can really light some people up and get some good damage that way. As far as the game goes, we'll go through it, and I'll be happy to give you my feedback on what I think you should or shouldn't be doing. One of the first things I would do while you're in this game is simply increase the mini map. I increase the mini map all the way up. All right, little hint here is if you don't change the opacity of the minimap, meaning that you can't see what's behind it, your computer doesn't draw what's behind the minimap, so your frame rates will stay up. So just a little word to the wise. I mean, you can definitely make it see-through if you want, but it makes it harder to pay attention to. But obviously on the larger minimap, you see the whole map much better. You can see where your team is deploying. The minimap is there for a reason. Use that to your advantage. Use that to understand the flow of the way the battle's going. What tanks are where. As you notice, you'll see KV2. The tank names are listed here, so you can tell where their heavies are at, or what kind of tanks you're going to be spotting or battling. You can also see your view range much better. You can tell what's inside your draw range, what's inside your view range. It's just altogether better to have that large. Take the information that is given to you and take it as much as you can. Okay. So anyway, we just started here. I'm going to change back to your view, and the one thing I would tell you from this point is you're looking down at your tank through most of the video. And what I would do is I would change that. Look out in front. Look out in front of your tank. See what's out there. You can still sit here in this third person, as opposed to the sniper, and sit here in the third person. And I drive a lot and I shoot a lot like this, but you can see your pinpoint, and you know where you're looking. You know where the tank's looking. You know where you can always lock your turret, and you can always turn them while you're driving. But it's easier to drive and see what you're driving into if you're looking at it, so that you can see what's in front of you. Okay, we'll go back to your view, and here we go. So, like I said, this is a great map for a spotting tank, a light sniper. So let's see how you do. So it's a little bit of indecision here as to which way you want to go, but then you decide you're going to head over here to the north end, which is not a bad decision. It's a good decision. Just a secret about the map, and I would suggest that you watch Four Tankers and Dog videos and Guido 1212 videos, because Four Tankers and Dog does a lot of light scouting videos, and he can show you some of the really good places to go on each map to do some light scouting and stuff like that. But if you were to go down this road, you could go down this little gully, and there's a lot of bushes up and through here that you could plant your tank up into, let the camo net kick in, and if you had a set of binocs, you could catch those tanks as they were crossing through here. Okay, so just a little word to the wise. But here we go. You're on your way. Now your ELC is already out in front of you, along with the AMX ELC over here. So they're going to do a lot of the spotting ahead of you because they're already out in front of you. Okay, so you want to either be, if you want to get spotting damage, you obviously want to get in front of them so that you're spotting. They've probably got their tanks loaded up, and are getting a wider view range than you are, but still, just some food for thought. All right, so the AMX ELC has been lit up. You're pulling away. All right. And then you get behind this building. I'm not quite sure what you're doing here, to be honest with you, because you have absolutely no view range this way. You have no view range this way. All you can see is down here and over here and what's behind you. You're not going to see anything down here. You're not going to shoot any targets. So immediately that leads me to think that you don't feel comfortable. You don't feel comfortable in the tank. And that's perfectly understandable given the amount of games that you have in this tank, and in the level of gameplay that you're at, and in the level of game that you're in. Okay. Just a little word for the wise. If you're running XVM and you don't understand it, it's all done by color. As you can see, your color is red, right? 44%. All right. You have 51 percenters that are in yellow and green. You have high 48s that are still in red. All right. So what I use XVM for is to see A, what kind of team am I playing, and B, what kind of team do I have? Okay. And how does that adjust my place? I play it very aggressively, so if you watch some of my videos, you'll see that. But anyway, more back to you. So you're hiding behind this building. Your gun is not in the game. It's already 14:01. It's been almost a minute, and you haven't fired a shot. And each team has already killed one. So we're still hiding. We're still hiding. We're still hiding. You're down 2 tanks now. Still hiding. You can see where their tanks are at. Their tanks are over there, and they're just marching through. All right. You're not lighting anything up. You're not giving anything to your team. I would be moving up into these bushes. I would be getting this tank up into these bushes. Let the camo fire up so I can at least see. Maybe get some shots off. If anything, maybe get some shots off on these guys. Okay. you know, but you're not going to do anything from behind this building. Still sitting there. Okay, now we're moving. Now we're moving. All right. You can't shoot that guy. All right. That's not going to work. That guy, they're all behind the hills. Okay. So sitting here isn't doing you any good. Okay. That Wolverine sits a little bit higher than you, so he's able to get those shots. All right. Now you're down 3 tanks to 2. You still haven't fired a shot. And you're peeling it. You're running away, basically. Okay. Now, I'm not saying this is bad. I'm not going to say that because every player plays his own way. Okay, you're getting out of the battle. You can see you have 2 TDs here, and this PZ 4H he's going to die quickly anyway. And then these guys are just going to move on in. So you're taking your vision away from your teammates here. Okay, this Jackson's hiding behind a hill. This Jackson's, by the time that these guys get close enough, they're going to spot him. They're going to start receiving shots from over here. But you're heading out. And that's okay. All right. Yeah, you haven't fired a shot. Get your gun in the game. Get in there. Get some shots. Get some spotting damage. Do something. Okay. One thing is when you start a game, what's going to be your plan? What do you plan on doing when the game starts? Do you plan on going and finding a good bush and spotting, depending on the tank you're driving? Are you driving a heavy, so you're going to head to the heavy brawling area? Are you taking a good medium where you got view range and a powerful gun and some good mobility where you can kind of play all over? You can still go find a bush, but have a plan. Get a plan. When the battle starts, you have a plan on what you're going to do. Plans change, trust me. You go one way, your team goes the other. Yeah, it's time to change the plan, but start with a plan. So we're moving along. You see your KV2 up there. That T50-2. Quick firing tank, but he's in your backfield. You got to go back there. He's working on your TDs. He's going to work on your RD. You got to get in there and help him. They can't turn around and fight him. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 TDs, 2 RD, a KV2, and you. All right, and there's another heavy up in the town somewhere. So this is yours. This guy right here, he's yours. That T52 is yours. The T50-2 is yours. But you're out of here. You're leaving your RD and your TDs because he's just going to run circles around him. They're calling for you to come help them, but you're out of here. All right. So now you're taking a light tank into the big city. All right. They have 2 big heavies, 3 mediums, 2 TDs, 2 lights, and 2 RD. All right. Well, we know one of their lights there. We know that they have some stuff here. We know another light's here. 2 heavies down here against your OI and your KV2, and you're going to go in there and help them when your base is what needs your help. Your base needs your help. This is probably not a game you guys are going to win, but at this point, you need to get as much damage as humanly possible. Okay? So you're headed up to the heavy brawling area. A lot of indecision here. I can tell just by the way you're playing, you're not real sure what to do. And that's fine. That's perfectly understandable. Now there's that KV2, KV1. You get in, you pull back, and he shoots HE at you. Okay. All right. Here's where a repair kit comes in. All right. Whether it's a small repair kit, a large repair kit, small med kit, large med kit. On most tanks, when you get hit in the gas tank, if you get hit in the gas tank again, your tank's going to go boom, poof, done. So even a repair kit would fix that, allow you to take another heat shot or HE shot like that, and in worst case, it would just damage your gas tanks again. But you're already sitting 50% to catching on fire and exploding. Okay. Now, what's going on in the battle? All right. You've lost all your TDs. All that's left is your arty. You're down. You got these two heavies right here. What are you going to do? What's your plan? All right, you took a shot on the KV-1. You reload fast. You're a fast-moving tank. I'd be getting in there, getting a shot on that KV-1. At this point, you're not going to win the game, most likely, so you might as well get in there and take a shot. You could have taken your tank and moved over here and gotten some nice crossfire shots on him. Coming in behind him is not always advantageous because all he's got to do is turn around and he might be looking at you. You don't know. Because you're not looking out, okay? You're zoomed in already looking for him. You're not looking out. You have no way of knowing which way he's looking. He could be looking right at you. If you were to go over this way, at least then you could poke around and maybe get some shots at him, but still be safe. All right? So, use your map. There he is. All right, he's down. Now, the lights, 225 25 TP and the AMX, they're moving in on your last arty. At this point, what is your plan? Because if your plan is to run back and save the cap, it's already gone. All right, they have a tank on cap. All right, that right there tells you you've been spotted. You don't have sixth sense in this tank. Your cruise and obviously doesn't have that. But that right there tells you that somebody up here is spotting you. All right, it might be that AMX because he was last seen here, and now he's moved up into these bushes. It could be the PZ4, it could be the Thunderbolt, but they've spotted you. All right, so at this point, your best bet is to head away. Okay, circle around, head down into the river and try to come up this way and behind them. All right, but what are you going to do? You're going to drive straight into it. There's another shot. They know you're there. There's the MX. All right. May I suggest you try something called auto aim? Highlight him, right mouse click on him. Your reticle goes over there. At least you can get a shot on him. All right. You're obviously focused on him. And you're down. All right. So, all in all, it was a defeat. All right. You got 2 hits. You did some damage to the tanks. All right. You ended up walking away with most of the damage, or most, well, not even the most damage, and you're probably somewhere around the 5th spot. As far as experience was, you came in around probably about 4 or 5. You fired 3 shots in that whole game. All right. The game lasted 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes, and you fired 3 shots. You could have got a lot more damage. So all in all, given your skill set, given the amount of games that you have played, not bad. Really not bad. But I think what it shows is that you're in a tier of a tank and not an easy tank to learn to play without having played anything below it. All right. So my suggestion is to go back to at least tier 2, 3, and 4, and just grind them. Don't be in such a hurry to move up. It's okay to have a tier 6. It's okay to have a tier 8. It's okay to have a tier 7 if you want to go up and try it every now and then. When I was starting off, I did the same thing. All right, it was frustrating, because I was constantly playing these tanks, especially at tier 5. I was playing tier 6s, and it was like, hey, I want a tier 6. But you learn and cut your teeth on aiming, kind of type of player that you're going to be, learn the maps, and stuff like that at the lower tiers. When you get up to tier 6 to 7 to 8 and then 9 and 10, uh, all your skill set is your flaws are going to just be magnified. All right, and you had flaws in this game. You had things you need to work on. And my suggestion of watching either my videos or videos from Four Tankers and Dog or videos from Guido 1212 and even Lemming Rush and those guys will help. Now, when you go and watch videos, you have to understand if you're watching a Unicom play, watching his video is not going to make you a Unicom, and he's going to be playing a tier of tank that you are not even nearly ready for. All right, so I would slow down, go back to the other tanks, work on your crews, build your crew set, your crew skills at the lower tiers, move them up with the new tanks, so that when you get a tank like this, you're moving into you're moving a crew into that tank that is ready for it, that is prepared. All right, and then maybe it won't be such a horrible noob death. You're still going to die, but if you look at this game, the people that survived it, all right, the people that survived it are pretty much all the 50% players, the seal clubbers, all right, and that's what you're dealing with. Okay, I hope this helped. If it did, hit the like button, and we'll catch you later. This is Bonsai Duck out.